Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Creator to be Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Me, Zach Graves.
So good to see you.
Good to see you too. How you been?
I've been great. How are you doing with this climate that we're all in right now?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I've been able to somehow be fortunate during all this time. I just, kind of when it first hit, just kept my head down and just kept working as far as writing and whatnot. And I still feel everything. With COVID and being infected and trying to be smart and recognizing those people that are actually dying right now and that are struggling, and then everything. The Black Lives Matter movement and being Black in America and feeling all that. And so I definitely am feeling all of that, but also being able to be fortunate to have some cool things happen in 2020 for myself. So.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, because you're an actor, and right?
Yeah.
How do you? First of all, how did you get started?
So I'm an athlete, so I played basketball my whole life. And I just knew, I'm going to the NBA. I want to go to the NBA, play hoop. And I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship. I started at University of Montana. And then while I was at Montana, I kind of realized, maybe I'm not going to the league. Maybe I'm not that good. So then I transferred to Chico State, which was closer to where I'm from, Sacramento. And while I was there, I just kind of knew I just wanted to work in TV. And had no idea even what that even meant. And so I was fortunate enough to have an aunt who pushed me to get internships, and then I got an internship thinking at that time TV was just TV. I got an internship at the news station, hated that. Got another internship at one of the entertainment TV stations there. And while I was there, I looked into acting classes, and there was a brand new acting studio called Studio 24 that had just opened up, and they were giving classes. Cody Dorkin was a child actor from Sacramento, came back home, started this company, and I signed up for my first class. And I just remember we got our first sides, and the first day we were going up to perform a scene, and I remember that feeling that I had before basketball games. There was just this rush of adrenaline and performing and all these things happening while I was walking on the stage. And I just remember oh my God, this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so from then, that was in 2008, 2009, I would say is when I first got bit by they say getting bit by the acting bug. So.
Yeah. So you get this is what you want to do. It's getting an agent, going out.
So it was different for me, and I guess the advice I would kind of give to somebody LA wasn't ground zero for me. So I said, this acting studio was in Sacramento, and they also worked as kind of a management company. So I had already been in classes, I already had headshots, I'd already been auditioning in the Bay Area and booked a couple gigs there. So I had real. So when I moved to LA, it wasn't ground zero for me.
Got it.
I had certain things to where I was able to get an agent quicker because, I didn't move to LA in just my first ever acting class. When LA is not ground zero, you're not completely overwhelmed with how to even jump into the game.
Got it.
Yeah, so I found I was able to get an agent within kind of like a few months being in LA. But that's only because I had like 3 years back in Sacramento. That was my ground zero.
Nice. Was it different Sacramento than LA? Is it different, like as far as jobs?
Oh yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. You know, it's like LA's the big leagues. Like, yeah, there's no even comparison like from Sacramento to LA. Like, I mean, I guess the Bay Area was where like I had auditions and like booked anything, but like LA, you know, you're even in classes with somebody who's like on a TV show. You know,
Right.
yeah, so it's a huge difference.
Definitely. Okay. What are there like any like inspirations as an actor that you like, as far as like you want to model or you try to model your career after? Like this career is like the idea, like kind of path I want to take with my career as an actor.
If I'm being completely honest, I have a bunch of idols. I have a bunch of people that inspired me and whatnot. You know, and that you know, from the Denzels and the Will Smiths and all those people that like give me that inspiration. But it wasn't until like I figured out like how I can contribute and like what makes me different, what makes me unique, and how. So when I figured that out, that's when things started opening for me, and that's when, you know, I'm not following somebody like, oh, I want to be that person. I say that in two different ways. Like I wanted to be something I hadn't seen before in Hollywood.
Right.
Like, that's my goal, like to be that. And with saying that, like there's certain people that like Lena Waithe, like is my idol. She's my number one. Like she's such a trailblazer, and like so I watch Lena and I follow everything. You know, like there's not a Lena Waithe interview I haven't listened to. There's not an award speech she's given that I haven't listened to. There's not a script she hasn't written that's on the internet that I'm not able to read that I haven't read. There's not a show, you know. So it's like, yeah, of course, there's certain people that you put on a vision board and like they give you the blueprint of like how to get to where they are. But I don't look at Lena and say, I want to be a clone of Lena. Like, no, I want to take the blueprint that Lena has given me and be that.
Right. How important is it, like, as far as like, you know, representation and also using your platform to talk about real things, like real issues?
Yeah. I mean, platform. Yeah, I don't look at myself as like, oh, I have a platform. No, I just.
Do you think you have a responsibility? You know,
I think you have a responsibility as a human.
Yeah.
Not an actor, you know, like you have a responsibility to be a good person and to help other people. Like,
yeah,
whether you're an actor, whether you're a doctor, whether you're anything, you know, that doesn't have anything to do with being an actor. You have to be a good person. And people are looking up to you. It's like, no, if you're a freaking human being, like you should figure a way how to contribute back and do some good.
Yeah, I think that's what I like Lena does, and you know, like your Daisies or people that are out there and that like have the blueprint and things that they've accomplished, and then how they're giving back. I mean, even though they're so where they are, they're giving back to the community or helping move this movement forward. Even with the time that we're in right now, with this whole, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and with the police brutality. And trying to contribute to that. And I think for me, I'm always trying to figure out, you know, because I think a lot of people just don't know.
What I use to contribute doesn't have to be the same thing of what you do. You know, it's like we need everybody. Like we need the social media warriors that like I learned things on social media that I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. I learned like we need those people. We need people with the money. We need people that literally can just write a check and say, boom, you need to do this. We need media. We need artists to like create stories and, you know, contribute that way. It's like allowing people to contribute in the way that they're able to contribute, and not everybody can even go to the protests. We need those people on the street that are raising hell in the street. Like, they're just as important as the person that is like sitting at home writing a song about it.
Yep.
And I think the more we understand that and allow, like, just because someone isn't reposting a picture or someone isn't, that doesn't mean that they're not working
right
towards the cause. And on top of that, if somebody's not working towards the cause, cool, kick rocks. Let's keep it pushing. Let's focus on that. Like, let's find the people that are, and let's work together. Like, if you're tripping off somebody who's not down with us, it's like, ooh, we got work to do. Yeah.
I like that.
So that's why, you know, when you see the Lena Waves, when you see all these creators, you see these people that are like inspired and like they're doing all these things, and you know, I hear people like that are like calling out like such and such ain't saying nothing. You don't know what such and such is doing. You don't know. Like, they could be literally working on the masterpiece that, like, boom, and they don't have time to,
right.
You know, until they come out against it, you don't know what they're doing.
So true. So true. Yeah. That's real, and I like that. Yeah. How do you keep it with all this stuff going on? How do you keep yourself balanced right now? Like, what are you doing?
For me, it was writing.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm an actor, and I'm here right now on Tyler Perry Studios filming my first, like, kind of like my biggest role. But what happened was, so this year, I do my goals like every year, and this year, it wasn't even intentionally done. Like, it was the first time that one of my goals was related to acting.
Right.
I like started writing probably like 3 years ago, and realized like, oh, like that's like my true passion, like creating and storytelling and all that stuff, along with acting. You know, I write a lot of things for myself that like roles that I want to play, but like my true passion is like creating and writing. And so one of the goals was to get representation as a writer. So I signed with the rep, and then like I started having all these like amazing meetings, like with everybody. Like, I met with like Showtime and BET and like all these cool places, kind of just sharing ideas, and like people were like liking my ideas and stuff. I'm like, oh crap, oh that's cool. And like kind of getting like feedback on like things that I had. And then I won't even say what network it was, but like a day before I was supposed to meet with like a big dog, like the shutdown happens.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Everything shut down, and I'm not able to have this meeting. But I had already kind of like flipped the switch where I was just like bumping. I'm gonna just keep writing, and so I just kept writing every single day. And again, I was like getting these notes from people on like an idea that I had, so it gave me the time to really sit with this series that I had been working on. And so with, you know, the lockdowns and stuff, I was just writing every single day. And it was something I got used to anyways. And again, because I'm passionate about it and truly love it, I was already at the coffee shops 8 hours a day just writing. But now I just, okay, I got to do it in my bedroom. So I had to find a cheap desk and write in my room all day. But it's like, I was just writing until like,
I love that.
I literally like finished this thing, and I'm like, this is it. Like, this is the one. Like, this is what I needed to finish.
How did that feel?
Extremely good. But like for multiple reasons. Like, again, like I think I in writing this kind of like figured out like what my purpose was and like how I can contribute, and that's what this story is. And to be honest, I didn't even really. So I had a meeting on Tuesday with a streamer. I've been working on this series for a while, and I told myself, I'm like, I'm finishing this series Monday. Like, I'm done Monday. Like, I'm not, you know, like, don't get me wrong, like, nothing's done until it's done. But like in my mind, like, I'm done with this on Monday. finished it on Monday. And I'm like, whoa, this is it. Like, okay, this is cool. I was able to send to a couple people that were kind of like waiting to read it. So the next day I have my meeting with this company, and my meeting's at 2:00. It's 1:30, and I'm just like doing my thing, like check my phone, and even like, oh, congrats, you got the role. I'm like, what? Whoa. And then my agent calls me like, congratulations, you're going out. And I'm like, whoa, like what's happening? So like, you asked like, how did I feel about the script? It was like almost like, done with the script. I got to focus on this meeting that I have coming up. Wait, I just booked this Tyler Perry show. Like, wait. So I'm like going into this meeting like talking about writing. Then I just like have to tell them like I just found out that I'm like moving to Atlanta for a bit. So it was just like this kind of like spiral of like things that were happening. So that was a long-winded answer to your question. How did I feel about finished writing it? I felt good. It felt really good. That's it. It felt good. Sorry.
No, that was great. That's excellent. That's excellent. Like, yeah, it's like it's. I think it's when it's like when you're in. I don't know what you call that when you're in.
No, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's so for me. I was able to like kind of learn early like the power of like your mind and how like if you truly believe, like when you believe, then the work ethic follows that. So like when I truly believe, like, oh my God, like writing is it, and like acting and stuff, like because of that belief, the work ethic followed, and that's when I started writing 10 to 12 hours a day and enjoying it, like and then when aligning that mindset with your purpose, that's when it's like, oh, and that's when like I'm talking about like opportunities. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it's just like things that are coming in a way that I'm like, oh, because these two things are like clashing together.
Right.
And that's when Tyler Perry gets on the phone and says, like literally calls me and tells me like, yeah, you auditioned for this one part, but you're too good for that, so I got a bigger role for you. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking? Like, that's because it was, the work ethic matched with your purpose. And, Chad Boseman, who just passed, who like, I can't even really talk about that because I'm probably but, he has a clip where he talks about his purpose and just finding your purpose and finding your purpose. And yeah, he's right. When you find that, like, that's when, like, doors open and things start happening that you're just like, oh, like, this wasn't even on my radar. Like, and
right.
I'm literally, like, turning down things because, like, oh, that doesn't align with what I'm trying to do. Not even some, like, oh, I'm bigger than that. No, it's like, oh, that's dope, that's cool. That's not what we're trying to do right here.
Right, yeah. Well, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What are you watching right now?
Well, I just finished I May Destroy You, which
nice.
Have you seen it? Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Hey, that Michelle woman is like she is so freaking good and talented, and like she just can't have a bad moment on camera. Like she's so good. And honestly, that series is what gave me a lot of confidence to write what I'm writing right now is in half hour, because the topic that the show covers shouldn't be traditionally half hours are like comedies.
Right.
And it tackles such a topic that shouldn't be a comedy. And there's moments when you're laughing and you're like uncomfortable, like, oh my God, I shouldn't be laughing. Why am I laughing right now? But it's funny, but then there's moments that are like sad, and there's moments that are like, it's like a dramedy to a T. Like that. Like I can't wait to watch it again. Like it was so good. That blended with Euphoria, which Euphoria is my favorite show of all time for like multiple reasons. Just Euphoria, the fact that you're following a love story between a non-binary girl and Rue and a transgendered girl and Jules, and you forget like that's the love story that you're following. Right. And what they did with like queerness and like so much queerness in this show in a way, and it was just shot so freaking beautiful, and it was the way they introduced every character, the music, the sounds, just like everything. That show was like so flawless. So from Euphoria to I May Destroy You, like I'm right now like just trying to catch up with them.
Is there like as far as like as acting real quick that genre that you would like to play that you haven't really gotten into or tapped into yet?
I don't think there really. I think what we're gonna start seeing in TV is there is no genre. Like there's hours and half hours. You know, it's like it's rare that you're gonna see a half-hour show that's not, you know, unless it's like a true like comedy, like Insecures and the Atlantas and the Daves on FX. All these shows are like true dramas. Like they're half hours and like they might lean more on the funny sides, but like there's so many episodes of Insecure where I'm like, okay, that was a drama. Like that was a full-on drama episode.
Right.
So I think for me, especially like anything that I write, like truly kind of fits in that lane of like, I don't know, like I'd love to play dark moments and moments that make you cry and feel these things. And I'd love to like do a moment that you just like are rolling on the floor laughing. Like there's no, I wouldn't say, but I'm also don't think I'm like a stand-up comedian. So like but when I think of like genre, I just want to do dope art.
I love that.
That was so cheap. Dope art. But no, but seriously, like I want to do dope things. Like I don't really want to fit into a certain genre.
I like that. Don't put yourself in a box. Just, you know, you're an artist. That means you do everything. Like whatever you feel like it's awesome and it's what you want to do. And great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Last question. What advice would you give to someone that wants to get into the industry or just get into start acting?
Well, okay. Well, first, there's no way you can truly like make it if it's not what you want to do. Like because there's just moments like you just hit a wall where it's like you find out if you love it or not. You find out if this is what you're supposed to be doing. Because when you hit that wall, if you sprint through it, or if you're still trying to break through this wall, then okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing. But if you hit that wall and you're like, how the hell am I supposed to get over this wall? This ain't what you're supposed to be doing. That's number one. So you'll figure out pretty quick if you move to LA, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And then two, I guess it's like it's not just like acting, but anybody who's like kind of like creative and stuff. It's just like when I watch shows and things differently now, but you also pay attention to life differently, if that makes sense. When you do that, you're able to like kind of pull things from this toolbox and use. And what I mean by that is like an architect walks into a building differently the way that I walk into a building. I just walk into like, oh, this is cool. Keep it moving. An architect walks in this building and it's like, that lights off. Oh, this is it. Why am I? Oh, I don't like that. You know, like that. And that's kind of like, it kind of sucks in moments because like I find myself like in a moment paying attention to it differently because I'm trying to add it to the toolbox in a way. And it's like when an emotional thing happens to me or when something makes me laugh or when, oh, this makes me uncomfortable. Like, it's like, it's these moments that I'm like kind of paying attention to that's like subconsciously kind of like adding to the toolbox. And it's even if you're a director, if you're an actor, if you're a writer, TV and film should be like just a true, honest reflection of life. So if you're not paying attention to life, if you're not paying attention to things around you, like how can you put it on film? How can you put it in a script? And again, for me, like there's sometimes like I can't even enjoy a show in a certain way because I'm watching it with a different eye than somebody who's just throwing back popcorn, just enjoying it. I'm watching it like, and that's sometimes what you're doing. It's like there's sometimes a moment, and it's not every time. No, I'm not just sitting all day talking to friends. Like, no, there's just like certain things where you feel something and you just pay attention. Just pay attention to life in a different way, because that's acting. And acting class and things like that, which they should be teaching you like technical things. Like there's things in acting class that I learned, like you can't move off this mark, or you need to hit that X, or you like that was what I learned in acting class that was like super beneficial, along with working with a scene partner. You know, you're just not up there just monologues. You know, there's things that you learn, but there's things you can only learn one in life, and then there's things you can only learn when you just get thrown into the fire on set. And that was me day one working with Tyler Perry. Like you know, like it was something I just had to learn on set, where it was like, oh, that's what you want? All right, cool. Didn't know that. I'll give you a good example of something that you can learn in acting class. And I don't know when this is coming out. So I had the first day off from shooting. On the schedule, it said that I had the day off from shooting. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go see TV Land. I'm about to get my car. I'm about to go see go get my food, come back in my room. No later than I put my backpack down, I get a call from production like, hey, they want you here to shoot something. I'm like, what? Like, how long you need me? How long you need you? We come to get you right now. I'm like, oh snap! All right, cool. Ooh. Let me know what scene we doing. Oh snap! Okay. Ooh. Luckily, they ended up not using. I didn't need to. They didn't shoot my scene. But I get back to my place, like talking to a friend or something like that, and he looks at the chart. He's like, "What are you doing? You had an H by your name." I'm like, I know. What's an H? He said, "H means you're on hold, fool. You don't get to go kick it. H means you better be ready when they call you." And I'm like, "Oh snap!" That's the things that I'm like. Oh, I didn't know that. Nobody taught me an H by your name means hold. I'm thinking my day off, H to the Izzo. Let's go kick it. I don't know. So yeah, that's the learning curve that you learn when you book your first show.
Well, that's exciting, and I know you're gonna do amazing because you're amazing, and
you're amazing. No, I appreciate you doing this. You helped me with my, I shot my first ever like short film thing, and you helped me with that. So when you called, I was like, yeah, of course I'll do it.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Really do. Yeah, your handles so people can find your information.
Just on Instagram, Zach_Graves. Follow me if you like.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and always remember to live, love, laugh. Bye, guys.